we are going to continue talking Manchester City because today I think it was Fabrizio Romano.
Yeah.
Let me get this up. He's tweeted so much today. Flipping out, bro. How much has been going on? Here he is. Fabrizio Romano said this earlier today. He said, Man City are accelerating to get Ayub Bouaddi deal done with talks progress today. The agreement between Man City and Leo closer, as well as on personal terms with Bouaddi's camp. So it's looking ever closer that Bouaddi will be signing for Manchester City. I think one of the big sticking points is loaning back to Leo, which Leo want, or straight into Man City's team, which Man City want. But outside of that, it looks like it's pretty much going to get done. Ash, how good is this signing for Man City, and how will it affect the Rodri situation, in your opinion?
I mean, it'll be amazing for their squad. It's definitely It's going to be interesting to see how, I guess, Maresca sets up with City, because I think Bouaddi's very good for the Pep style. And I'm going to presume probably Maresca might go for a similar approach, because the thing is, he needs to improve his physicality. Is the one thing that I would say to him. He's still young, still needs to develop, but he's an elite level ball control player, really. And he's got the ability to develop into the likes of someone like Vitinha. You could potentially compare him as his end goal. He's got a lot of growth to go. Well, if Man City can get the best out of him, I think he'll actually be unbelievable for them. So it's really about how that'll go. Like I said, I don't think he would be their starter. I think he still has a while to kind of embed himself. Like I said, I think the physicality of the Premier League would be very difficult for him. I mean, it'll be a massive coup if Man City do manage to buy him, but it all depends on the deal, whether they're actually going to get him or it's just going to be sort of like a loan or something. But yeah, it'll be a good one to see. Whether it affects the Rodri deal, I don't think it does. They'll still need to get someone else to come in as a mainstay and a natural starter in that team. But I mean, I don't think that will affect whether they get Bouaddi or not. I think at the end of the day, if they want to get an amazing prospect, they should be going in for someone like that. But yeah, I think he's going to be a dangerous one for the Premier League. And I mean, as a Premier League fan, I'm going to be happy because you want to get the best players in. But he's still got a few years to develop into that player.
Ram, the reported amount is allegedly going to be around £85 million for Bouaddi. Is he worth that? Should Man City be paying that amount of money?
Well, I mean, it's so hard to talk about market value when you see so many inflated prices left, right, and center. Thank you very much, Chelsea. But
sorry,
wait, why Chelsea?
I've always said it all started with that Enzo Fernandez signing. It started the conundrum. It started the domino effect.
No. You can thank PSG and Neymar for the inflated prices.
Yeah, but
and then Barcelona, you can thank for Dembele for that. So you can thank
that. And Coutinho as well.
Exactly.
But anyway, go back to your point, man. Back to your point.
But when you look at someone, look, has he got talent? 100%. The one thing is why he costs that much is because he is only 18 years old and he will get better. The one thing I would disagree with Ash is I think in terms of physicality, whilst Ligue 1 is not as physical as the Premier League, it's the closest. And I feel as though the physicality can get attuned to it relatively quickly because of the kind of player that he is. He's very much box to box, off the ball. The one thing I like, he just likes to keep things simple. But if going back to the main point, which was Rodri leaving, he's going to be coming in. If it is just him, then oh no, that's not going to be a good signing for him. You're going to pin all your hopes on playmaking, deep line playmaking, being a controller, dictator in that midfield on him. It ain't going to work out because Anderson certainly is not that. And Bouaddi ain't got the capacity like Rodri. Like, no offense to Bouaddi, maybe he can be that player, but we're talking about Rodri now and Bouaddi now. And right now, Bouaddi doesn't have those capabilities. So for me, if you're just getting him alone as just a midfielder that will come in for the next 10 years, fantastic signing. To replace Rodri, yeah, you need to go out and buy another player. Unfortunately,
That would be almost 200 million potentially on just two midfielders, and they've got to replace Rodri, and they want more wingers apparently, or want another winger or something, and they need fullbacks.
Yep.
Where Man City even? Actually, no, we weren't. We know where Man City. We're just not allowed to say it because apparently we would be the ones done for slander and not just telling the truth. But yeah, Man City low-key got a bit to do, and they are spending to get it. But will they lead themselves enough to get everything that they need? That's what I want to know.
Who are they selling as well? They sold anyone this summer? Like anyone big? Like
No,
They were looking at selling Slovenia, weren't they?
yeah, Fabinho looks like he's on his way.
So no one big. So no one big then. Yes.
Yeah, no. So, but you're talking like say
You lot
Slovenia.
could maybe get him though, Anton. There was Savino on the right wing. Whoop, whoop.
Nah, it's too late. It's too late for that. He wants to go. He wants to go Spurs, right? Spurs look like they're going to sign him. But you say he's not a big player. He's not a big player for them. But 60 million is apparently the amount that it's going to be a big price tag. So there's that. They've lost the likes of Ake. They've lost the likes of John Stones. Literally has just been announced today as well. I'm literally right now for Inter Milan. So he's gone. Who else is there? Bernardo Silva obviously has gone to Real Madrid as well. So they're losing players, but not for fees right now.
they're losing experience. That's the big one.
Yeah.
It's experience.
If they have a window, they lose Pep, Rodri,
Man.
Bernardo, and Stones in the same summer. They're finished, bro, for at least a couple seasons. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah,
Especially with this, if they got a manager that maybe, if they got like an Enrique or something like that, maybe it might go a little bit different. We're still a little bit undecided about Maresco, so we don't really know how that one goes. So I think if Rodri now goes on top of this, it's going to take at least a couple years for that recovery.
That Rodri leaving,
Massive.
I say this as watching the Premier League a long time. That Rodri leaving City is the same impact as when Cristiano Ronaldo left Man United. It's the same impact because
United won the league next season, though.
It's the final.
Nah, they didn't.
No,
they didn't.
They lost by a point.
Nah, Chelsea did the double that season.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it. Rooney scored a lot of goals that season, and they won it.
Okay.
That's when
if Ronaldo would have stayed, I think United win. Probably 5 or 6
we win so many. Yeah, we win so many. Like that was the period of where once Ronaldo left, it was just Rooney and pray. Rooney would just be carrying us for ages, and then we got we eventually landed on. Van Persie.
The thing is, we've already seen Rodri's impact when he got in, or the impact of him losing when he got injured. City weren't the same. Didn't they go after he got injured? Didn't they go on like losing 13 out of 14 games or something? They'd never done that under Pep. Do you know what I mean? He is so crucial. You can't replace him. He said when someone says, "Oh, you get the players. Oh, we need to replace him." Don't bother looking for someone like him. You can't find him.
You bring in Bouaddi and Anderson, and you get rid of Rodri. The only way they flourish is if Rodri's there with them for another year.
So like when Anderson,
mentoring them a little bit, and then he can go.
Like Fernandinho.
Yeah, exactly.
When Anderson was there,
you know what's mad as well? They still have got Tiani Reinders and Nico Gonzalez, which both of them look like they want to leave.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy.
They might look. I'm not saying it will happen because it's very rare for this to happen in football in one window. But they could lose like 4 or 5 midfielders. Like,
and if they get a points deduction. No.
Stop that. That's taking too long,
bro.
That's taking too long. But now it's interesting because I've never really thought about how bad it will be because I just assume Man City will be fine. But when you actually lay it out, like just with the cold, harsh facts of the names and what's happening, it's looking a bit tough for Man
it's a bit
City.
tacky. Do you know who they do need to come in for?
What? Bruno G?
Bruno G, I think, would actually solve that problem.
Is that what we're doing, Anton?
Anton, still Ash.
Ash.
Oh, sorry, Ash. Sorry. Is that what we're doing, Ash?
I thought you were cussing him, calling him Anton, bro. I was like, what?
The first time.
Is that what we're doing, Ash? Sorry, my bad. Is that what we're doing? Don't make us come and pull up and take Lewis Miley for shits and giggles, bro.
Oh, listen.
Don't make us do that.
Nah,
Bro.
listen. There's not enough time left in the transfer window.
Right.
Yeah.
There's
There's not
right?
There's not enough time left in the transfer window anyway, because you guys take two months. before you put
Ash
it
is
in.
just warning you, bro. That's it, bro. He's just warning you. Just get it done.
The here we go is coming. We're trying to save you some, you know what I'm saying, some dignity tonight. So we're leaving it to tomorrow, Ash. Is that okay? Do you want us to do it tonight? Drop it tonight?
I have heard the here we go has been coming every day for the past month and a half.
Hey, leave it. We'll leave
And I've
it
heard
for-
you lot are a big club for the last 2 years, but here we are.
We'll be talking about Bruno G. We'll leave this section for a little bit. I'm just trying to look into the comments, see what you guys are saying. 40 Corner says Pep's pull is gone. Yeah, nah. Man City's pull will still be there. Like it only because Pep not being there might change a few guys' mind, but for the most part in world football, if Man City come knocking, you get them. They're the only team in the Premier League to ever win 4 in a row. So, and you can't take that away from them. They've also won the treble in the last 5 years. So, you can't knock them down. About Bouaddi, he's saying if it was Arsenal, they'll say it's overpriced for Bouaddi.
Why is it always Arsenal fans? They do this, man. They always just be like, "Oh, because Arsenal, they're gonna say other stuff because it's Arsenal." Like, no, sometimes you just
you do.
To be fair, there are like
take it on the chin, guys.
ADS is real. I'm not talking about actual ADS because that sounds like an actual problem in real life.
It is an actual problem, though. It is an actual problem.
I'm talking about Arsenal derangement syndrome.
I think also
that is real.
Some people may interpret it as just paranoia, bro. That's it.
It's not, bro.
There are some
You're
Arsenal
talking about
fans
the
that
other
paranoid.
ADS, Arsenal denial syndrome. You're talking about
there is that as well.
Yeah.
There is that as well. Both sides. Both sides. But
Both
I hope
sides.
everyone's doing well in the comments. Let me know. Terry, I don't know where Terry's gone. He was here, now he's disappeared. Great, so much for your boss supporting you in your workplace.
He left after we stopped with Ash, bro. After we finished with Ash, he left, mate.
I think he was expecting tears. He didn't get enough tears.
He was there for the cooking, and he was there for the grilling.
Yeah.
He got his food and he got his food.
Believe me, man, my eyes are dried out after the tears this morning. Flipping heck, it was flooding out of you.